folks. Now for exporting the combined bounce and ricochet together. So here it is. This is where I left off. So we've got this thing called both clips. This is what we want to export, the composition called both clips, right? So the way we do that, sorry, I think this is a bit cut off at the top, but let's see where my mouse is. Go to File in After Effects, go File, Export, Add to Render Queue. I think I did that at the end of the last video. So export, add to render queue, right? And then what you get is here in your timeline bar at the bottom, you have tabs where you have both clips, ricochet and bounce, but now there's something called render queue. Okay, render queue shows up here as a tab. Queue being a line, like basically a things in line to be rendered. That's what that means. The queue of rendering. Okay, right now I've only got one thing in here, which is this, both clips. So both clips is in the queue, in line, waiting to get rendered. We're going to do this again and again for every single project this semester. When you get to the end, you're going to render it. And this is how. There's another way to do it using Media Encoder. And if you know how to do that, and if you want to do that, or if you do a tutorial for Media Encoder, go for it. It works great. It has a lot more detail. I've been doing it this way for years and teaching it this way, so it works. If you prefer to use Media Encoder, go ahead, knock yourself out. But this is in here and it is at the ready, so I just use it. So in the render queue, you want to look at everything in blue is something that you want to click on and check out and make sure the settings are correct. So render settings, best settings. When you click on this word, best settings, boom, it opens this window. Most of this stuff you don't need to deal with. You just kind of are aware it's there. Sometimes when you want to troubleshoot and figure out if something's not working correctly after you export, it might be because something in here is amiss. But usually you just leave these at the default. What you want to look at is here where it says time span. You can say work area only or length of comp. All right. Work area only, if you have a 30-second comp, but your work area is only the first 10 seconds, it will only export the first 10 seconds. I did not mess with my work area in the last time, which I could have, and maybe I should have, because I think I had like a 20-second comp and only 5 seconds of animation. So let's do that. Let's go fix that. So I'm going to cancel this, go back to both clips, and look, and say, okay, hold on a second. Look, yeah. See, I only have 10 seconds of animation, but a 20-second composition. So my work area is this gray bar with the blue brackets. So I'm going to take this, see where it says work area end, where I mouse over here. I'm going to take the end of my work area and bring it all the way here to just a little bit after 10 seconds. So that when I export, I'm going to say only export the work area. So I can either export the work area or the whole comp, right? So if I go back to render queue, go to best settings, where it says work area only, I could either go length of comp, which is 20 seconds, or work area, which is 10 or whatever, okay? So I'm setting it to work area. Everything else in here, I'm going to leave alone. Everything looks good, okay? So say, you don't usually have to mess with it. Just pay attention to work area. Say, okay. Next one is this, output module lossless. You might not know what this is. Click on lossless and look at this. And format QuickTime, yeah, I want to export it as a QuickTime. Look in here, there are other things that you might want to do. I would recommend doing QuickTime. If you're working on a PC and you don't have QuickTime, you could export it as a WAV file or some other video not codec, some other video format. I usually use QuickTime because I'm a Mac user and QuickTime works. So pay attention to this. Do something that works, either QuickTime or WAV. If I did it as an AIFF, that's only audio, so that's going to be dumb. Don't do that. Or MP3, that's only audio. Don't choose that. So go with the default or choose QuickTime or WAV, I would say, or MP4 or something that's video, okay? This is kind of irrelevant. It's checked by default. I would leave it alone. Mainly the thing you want to pay attention to is this. What's your format? There's resize and crop here as options. I never use them, but it's nice to know they're there. It's like a Swiss Army knife. If a client said to me, hey, can you make this smaller? I would click resize and change it here. Or they said, can you crop out, like if they were saying, oh, there's subtitles on the bottom, I don't want that. Can you crop out the subtitles? I might hit crop and crop out the subtitles and export it. But I seldom use these. but it's nice to know they're here, okay? This I just usually leave alone. But here's the thing. This, format options, on my Mac, this is always set to animation by default. And it's a flaw, frankly. This is dumb. It shouldn't be this way. Because it doesn't look like something you can change, does it? Like it's not a drop-down menu like this. It's sort of over here to the side. This word animation doesn't look like you can change it. It looks like it's set in stone, but it's not. You can change it, and you should change it, because the only reason it's set to animation by default is when you click on format options, it opens this, and you can choose your video codec from a list of all these, okay? And if you're on a Mac, it might be similar. If you're on a PC, it might be a little different, depending on what you've got going on with your operating system and your software. But the only reason it's set to animation by default is because it's alphabetized and animation starts with A. So this is really dumb. Animation will not always make the best file, to say the least. It also makes a very big memory file. Like sometimes if you just export using the default animation, you'll get a file that's like 10 gigs, which is huge. And there's no reason for it. I don't even understand why it makes a 10 gig file. There's no reason for it to be that big. So change this. Always go in and change it. Because for this class, I want you to upload it to Google Drive and post a shareable link. And if you have a 10 gig file and you go to upload it on Google Drive, it's going to take forever and it's going to choke. So change this to, any of these Apple ProReses are good if you have them, if they're on your list. I always go, for this class, I would say do ProRes LT. LT, I don't think it stands for light, but HQ I think of as high quality, and LT is sort of like light, mainly because the LT makes a smaller file and the HQ makes a bigger file. They both look fine. When I deal with friends and clients sending things, I usually use LT. Occasionally I'll use HQ. There's other ones here. They all work. They are going to make files of differing quality and size depending on what you want. So you can try them, look at them. I would recommend, if you have the LT, use Apple ProRes LT. Set it there. The annoying thing is when you set this, After Effects doesn't keep it. It's not set it and forget it. Every time you come back here, it's going to revert. It always reverts to animation. There should be like a little button here where you can click and say, stay on this forever and don't change, but it does not. You have to change it every single time. Okay, so change format options to something better, and in my rec it would be this. And so just set it to that, and then there's a place down here at the bottom where you can say okay. Sorry, I'm off screen. Say okay. So see now, format options, it says Apple ProRes instead of animation. Always change that, and then say okay. All right, now we're almost done. This you leave alone, where it says output to not yet specified. This is basically saying, where do you want to save this file? Where am I exporting it to? Output to where? So you want to specify. So click on this, and it's basically save as what? So if I just say save, right now it's going to save a file called bothclips.mov, which is fine. It's going to put it on my desktop, which is fine. If I have a specified folder, I might make a folder to put it in. Like on my desktop, I might make a new folder and say, demo animation. Create a folder called demo animations. There it is, right here. And it's going to put it in that folder, bothclips.mov, and say save. Now, when I hit save, it didn't do anything yet. It just knows that that's where it's supposed to go. So sometimes you think, oh, now I'm done. Not done yet. Not done yet. You have to hit the render button. Okay, so when you hit the render button, it's going to go through like this. You'll see this blue bar. It'll go build, 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 build. When it gets to the end, it's going to go bling. It's going to make a bling sound. If you're wearing headphones and it's late at night, prepare yourself for a very loud bling in your ears. It might scare you. True story. I've been doing this very late at night, and it took 15 minutes to do that render on a very complicated animation. I forgot that it was rendering, had my headphones on. It went bling very, very loud, very startling, unpleasant. Don't want that to happen, so remember the bling is going to happen. Okay, now real quick to wrap it up. You can't see the bottom of my screen because of the way I set up QuickTime, but what I'm going to do is open my Finder. And in, where did I send it? Desktop. I made a folder here, demo animations. So always check and see before you upload it, right? So go look at it, find it, here it is. And when you open it, what's interesting is you'll be surprised at the quality. Like it always looks so much nicer than it does in After Effects once it renders out. Like the sharpness, the color, the quality, the motion looks so much better. Okay, so check it before you upload it. Then uploading it to Google Drive, we're not done yet. To submit it to Canvas, you want to go to, again, I apologize, you can't see everything on my screen. I'm going to go to Chrome, and there's the class, and I'm going to go to Google Drive. Can I get there from here? Apps. I'm going to go to Drive. Here's my Google Drive. And I'm going to say New, File Upload, and find it. Go to, where was it? Desktop. Demo animations. This is what I want to upload. Right? Both clips. And where's my control? And I'm uploading it. Let me move this so you can see it. Here, less than a minute. Both clips.mov. It's uploading. Excuse me. Boom, it's done. And once it's done uploading, you can click on it. Usually it takes Google a couple of minutes to finish doing their thing, making sure that you're not a copyright criminal and infringing on someone's intellectual property rights or something. So it will, in moments, be viewable, but in the meantime, you can get the shareable link. The way you get the shareable link is up here in the upper right. There's 3 dots. Click on those dots and say share. Even though you can't see it, you can still share it. So go to the 3 dots, go to share. When you click on share, it says, who do you want to share it with? Don't email me, because then I'll get a link in my email. You want to get the link to submit it to Canvas. So here it says get link. If you copy link right now and post it on Canvas, it is restricted that only the people added can open this link. So if you copy the link and send it to me, I won't be able to open it. So where the get link thing is, go to restricted, click on it, change it to anyone with the link. Okay? Make sure to change it to anyone with the link. That way I can see it, and then we won't have to go back and forth. Okay? Anyone with the link can view. Now you can say copy link. So copy link. Copy that link. Doom. That's it. And then go to, do I have St. Mike's tabbed here somewhere? What do I do with my, give me a sec. I have it here somewhere. You want to paste that link in the Canvas. All right, I don't have it tabbed, and I don't want to make this video go any longer than it needs to. So copy that link, go into St. Mike's, paste it, and after you paste it, hit return so that it goes live. And that's about it. All right, hopefully this helps you through it, and I wasn't too verbose and long-winded. All right, good luck. See you soon.